Alright, hello fellow arbiters, and welcome to another video of mine. Yes, we're back at Neverwinter. There it goes. It's been really fun the past few weeks. I just came back this year. Yeah, why the video directly? I guess you already saw in the title if I named it properly, but what I want to be talking about today is how to manage your divinity efficiently. Because Arbiter is a class that can essentially be played almost, yes, almost, without cooldowns. Why? Because Arbiter's tap mechanic is Divinity, a bit like the healer as well. So we have powers that cost Divinity, for example, the Daunting Light. Instead of having a cooldown, it does have 0.9 seconds, but you don't really feel that. Especially if you equip more cooldown reduction, is gonna, yeah. Then there is some powers that do have cooldown, but I don't want to be talking about those for now. So, as you can see, I'm on a mostly empty character here to ideally have this bar here completely empty, so it's easier to explain. Because yes, what I noticed, guys, I've seen I've seen things in the past few weeks. The best one was someone doing this for an entire boss fight. Guys, we can do better than that. Like we can do a hell lot of damage if you know how. So yeah. What I did here is ideally I unequipped everything that is not, at least not entirely relevant for explaining how to manage your divinity. This is not about doing a lot of damage. I mean, the rotation is similar, but of course you're going to be using a bit more stuff. This is just the core part, how it works. So what do we need? We need conflict rate on the at-wills, ideally. Why, I'll be explaining that after. Then, yeah, you already saw it, our Daunting Light with the Divinity cost. And then our... For this, I'm using Forge Master's Flame. You could also use Searing Javelin, which is like a huge, long, striking AoE power. Like it's like you're bowling, you're gonna shoot in a line. But I feel like for explaining purposes, this one's a bit easier. And down here, you don't need anything to understand this. I'm just running those two because I'm mainly running them all the time. So just in case you wonder, this one is the stuff to go with. Then down here, of course, if you want to do competitive damage, you need to pick those. But for the Divinity Management, we need those two. Sudden Verdict, excuse me. And Perfect Balance. With a lot of text to it. So let's go over that slowly. What does Sudden Verdict do? It says encounter powers which generate Radiant or Burning Judgment now have a 25% chance to instantly feel the Judgment Gorge. What does that mean for us now? Okay, so first, what is the Judgment Gorge? The Judgment Gorge is here, over here, this stuff. Or like, to be precise, this one here. Those buttons, dots, charges, it depends a bit how people call it. And yeah, what was that with Radiant and Burning Judgment? So ideally, or your powers give, look, the Daunting gives Burning Judgment. Meanwhile, the Forge Master gives Radiant Judgment. So in combat, what you do is you kind of go left, right, left, right, left, right. That's why I have them equipped like this. So I remember left, right, left, right. Why do you do that? This comes with Perfect Balance, but before we had the 25% chance. So what exactly did that mean? It's just, as you see, the Daunting Light usually increases the Burning Judgment by 1. And let's summon our boss. Where's our boss? Yeah, I cast it. Bonk. I get those one big yellow stack. There, nice. So, and it has a chance, this 25% chance, if I use it now, that it's completely gonna fill up this bar. This gets relevant later on. Yeah, but the thing is, if I use another one of those Dauntings now, poof, it's gone. So why is that? That is because of Perfect Balance. The long text that we don't want to read because personally I find it completely confusing. So what it basically means is you always want to be having 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. When you have 4, 4, 4 yellows, 4 reds, they're going to disappear. You're going to go fancy golden, so you know you did it correctly. And this thing here is going to fill up because of that. So that's why I said you want to go left, right, left, right. So you need to make sure you're always managing your powers that give Burning Judgment and Radiant Judgment, like smart. If you exceed them by another, like I did right now, one with the yellow, another one, boom, they're gone. So you don't want to be doing this. What else is there to explain? They also give damage stacks, but as I said, this is a how to manage divinity, not a how to do damage, but it comes with the stacks. Also, this is also, yeah. Okay, so what you're gonna be doing, fellow arbiters, is you're gonna hit with one power, and then you use the other power, so you have 1, 1, then 2, 1, then 2, 2, and yeah. Now we followed the procedure, we're on 2, 3, and we don't have divinity. Why is that? Because it consumes more divinity than we have. This is why we equipped Conflagrate earlier, our at-will here, because if you use that once, look, you get 3 charges. Now you have 6 instantly after using it twice. What you want to do now is you want to hit tab, boom. And you saw the second I can do it again, hit tab, the charges, the dots are going to disappear and your divinity fills up. So what you do basically is you go your encounter powers left, right, the entire fight. Look there, I filled them up. Now I'm going to show that in a second again. And when you run out, you use your at-will, 1, 2, and then you can damage again. So ideally, wait, there you're going to see it now. Choop, I got 4, 4, I'm gonna glow fancy golden, and my bar is full again. It takes a second, but I guess we have to live with what we have here. But yeah, that's basically it. So there's absolutely no reason to stand in a fight and constantly do this to regenerate your divinity, because believe me, it's way slower. There is one case when an arbiter dies, these stacks, now they disappeared because I filled them. Get them again here. These stacks are gonna disappear. They die, unfortunately, together with us. So what I do, that's kind of up to style after dying, is like spamming my Conflagrate for a few seconds, let's put it like that, to make sure I get divinity again, because that is also not regenerating when you die. So yeah, shout out there when you want to go into a fight, at least this used to be a thing, that you pre-stack as an arbiter, because if you start with 2, 2 and your bar is full like mine right now, you can just go bam, 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 and bam, without stopping and having to use your at-wills for a while. Which is why arbiters are usually the people, when there's like coordinated group content, that wait outside of the circle for everyone to go in, and then they start pulling flashy moves. It's not to annoy everyone, it's simply because it makes their rotation easier and it's gonna inflict their damage. What else is noteworthy? You could also, if I hit this button right now, have 4 charges. I could burn them in between, like for example, I press, tap, I hit, tap, choop, tap, this, tap. This is if you really have divinity issues, let's put it like that, if you hit tap after every encounter power. But the thing is, the more dots you have, the more charges you have, however you want to call it, the better your damage. Because your next hitting power is going to be affected by those colors. Like if it's a power that consumes those colors, like you can read, for example, here, it's going to get increased magnitude. So at least from a damage perspective, you wouldn't want to fry them in the middle by hitting tab, but this is also an option. And yes, I think with that, we kind of went over how to manage divinity. If you like this video, I'd be delighted to get a like. And yes, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.